I always used to date guys that I wasn't really that into. That was part of my problem.
So I didn't get married until I was 36. And so I dated a lot of guys. And
Same girl.
I dated the wrong
Kissed a lot of
men
frogs.
Same
all
girl,
the
same.
time.
Oh my.
It was so wrong.
A lot.
They were so wrong. Oh my gosh, I dated the wrong man in my life.
Yesterday in the afternoon, something was just like off. And then I took her to the doctor.
Yeah.
Nothing like came back as anything, but just something wasn't right. She woke up today totally normal, but I was just like, I feel like I should just give her the day. Like, why am I, you know what I mean? Like, whatever was going on. But then as a result, my husband had an 8:30 and then another call at 9 that he's still on that ran late. So then he couldn't switch with me to start this. And he has another thing at 11:30. It's just like, now there's a juggle, but she's playing very happily in her room and we'll just make it work.
The mom panel, raw
right.
and unedited.
I was saying if it was going to
there you
happen
go.
for anything, at least you guys get it. So we'll see how it all goes.
Yes. And Michelle, you have
like-
a different background too. Where are you, girl?
Oh, I was just telling them, I mean, Phoenix, the FDA just approved a total ankle. So we are teaching the surgeons on the total ankle today. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to be elbows deep in cadavers. So it's going to be fun.
That's yummy. Jeez.
And I love telling you girls that because I always get some kind of reaction.
That is
Yeah.
actually more silky than scrunchy, probably, actually. I'm
Yeah,
not
I guess
sure.
so. Because, total ankles.
Yeah.
I don't know. But my face, like today, I think I just
Don't
keep
be
gaining
mean to
weight.
yourself. You look beautiful.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Listen, I'm late this morning because of the same. I was gonna hop on without makeup, but then I had started, so it's like foundation but no blush, or that doesn't work. I'm gonna look weird. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna hop on right now with just foundation on because I couldn't do the rest, and I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna do all of it because I'm gonna look weird. So yeah, girl.
Well,
It's lip gloss. Bath and Body Works.
I need lip
That's
gloss,
all
I
got.
think.
That's all I got.
Don't tell us how naturally gorgeous you are, Taisha.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just saying, come as you are. You don't have to do
I
makeup
know.
all the time. Because this is good shea butter and eyeliner. That's it.
Girl.
The lighting here is not helping me much. So thanks, Phoenix, for that.
You
So
look gorgeous, girl.
Let me tell you.
This week has been insane at the house because my brother is in town. They came in last Thursday. It's him, his wife, and his daughter. His daughter is Drake's age. I cannot walk because I threw out my back because we've done SeaWorld, San Diego Zoo, Disneyland, Universal Studios, and you walk all day
Yeah,
long.
that's a lot.
My body is falling apart. We did this in less than a week.
Do you
And
remember
so-
when I said Michelle goes big or goes home? Like there's no in between.
Well, it was
it
my
was your brother,
like,
just your DNA.
And here's the thing, and it's
Right.
crazy because I'm kind of sad that I'm not showing you guys my new office. Not like you guys are not going to see it because it's all for the computer. But he came in and is like, you need to ramp up your computer. Your computer is way too slow. So let's order all this stuff. So he ordered it. He's like adding all these RAMs and whatever it's called, like SSD.
Rams or whatever
and
it's called.
Blah, blah, blah. And then there's a new screen. Now I have 2 screens in my office and it's like pimped out. And I wanted to show you girls today because it looks so good. And I'm in Phoenix in this beautiful hotel room. So
Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle, it's wet. It's wet, Michelle.
what?
Pimped out.
It's wet. What you said it is?
Pimped out. I don't know. Is that not what you say, Taisha?
It's okay. I'm gonna give you a new word. It ain't gonna be pimped out though. Pimped Out is like
was gonna
99,
say.
2000.
I
Pimp
grew
My
That's
up.
where
Ride,
we're from.
That's what I grew
it's
up.
popping. You can say it's
It's
popping.
popping.
It's popping.
Okay. I'm
It be
still waiting for
popping.
that
Seriously.
dictionary. One of these days, I will get it, and then I'm going to learn the new words.
But you were accurate, Michelle, because of the 1990s.
If we were in the 90s, that would have been okay. Early 2000s,
Oh my
Pimp
gosh.
would have been okay.
Yeah, I was
Like
gonna
Pimp
say,
My
like the
Ride.
exhibit show.
Yeah, Exhibit. Yeah, that was
Ew.
like 99, 2000. 25.
Well, I need like a little background music going on because, don't they have like the pimped out music or whatever?
When I think about 2000, I still feel like that was a couple of years ago. Then you say that, and I'm like,
Right.
25 years ago? That is not okay.
Years ago.
One of my
That is
new
not
shows that I'm
okay.
watching is Building the
Oh, no.
Band on Netflix. All of the contestants are like 20, 25. It's like a cross between Making the Band and Love is Blind. They're hearing each other but not seeing each other and then
Oh,
trying to put together
yeah.
their own group as opposed to a label putting them together. I'm really enjoying it. One of them was singing her audition song and she was like, this one came out when I was a kid, blah, blah, blah. And like it for me was when I was in college and I was like, ooh, that doesn't feel great. Like I felt really, when I was a kid, I was like, ah. I was like, I know exactly where I was when that song came out.
Seriously.
And it was like 19 or 20 years old. But yeah, I was reminded in that moment, that was many years ago. Like,
The other day, I was with John and we were walking, and this kid has a Nirvana t-shirt.
Oh.
John goes up to him and he goes, what's your favorite song? And he's like, what are you talking about? The kid didn't even know. He was just wearing a Nirvana shirt, just to wear a Nirvana shirt.
Right.
And,
It's a
and then he's
identity.
like, yes. He's like, they have no idea. So I don't know. That is 90s though. Nirvana.
Yeah.
I'm
In
fierce.
love
Yeah.
with Kurt. Are you kidding? He
That was my
so
college
hot.
years.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I know. All those grunge guys, that's what it was. When I was in college, my first couple of years, I wore those boxers underneath like the super big pants over it, like
Okay.
hanging.
My girl was part of
And
TLC.
I was pimping, right? So I had like, and then I had the keychain that attached to the wallet,
You and
And
I,
then-
Michelle. I knew I liked you for a reason, girl. I was like, she's my girl.
and then the Doc Martens, and then then I don't know, with dance then I used to wear like those super, like, I don't know what they're called, but these skirts that were super long would go down to the ground, and I would wear it with a leotard from ballet. I would leave ballet and I
Yeah.
would just put a skirt over it, like totally hippie. I was not always silky. I was a grunge girl back then.
I had my moments. I had my R&B moments, and then I had
Yeah.
my grunge moments, and then I had my Latina, Latin rock. In Latin America, we do all of it, all the genres. So it just depended on the mood. If I was feeling super romantic, it was Latin music. It was Spanish music, right? If I wanted to hook up, it was definitely Spanish music. But if I was doing the girl stuff, it was definitely pop and R&B and probably hanging out with Michelle.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a
She
baller.
was a baller. I wish I was I would call her. But Taisha's like, what?
What's happening?
I can't relate, baby. I can't relate.
Yeah.
Nah, I listen to R&B, blues, gospel, and I listen to rap and stuff like that. So I'm TLC.
You do rap as well?
Yeah, I listen to rap. I listen to Southern Soul, blues,
Southern
little Johnny Taylor,
Soul.
little Betty Wright. You know,
Guess where I'm going tonight?
where you
Where?
going?
I'm gonna go watch
Backstreet
Boys.
Boys.
I really thought that was what you were going to say. I like felt it in my bones. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. Oh my God. I can't wait to hear everything.
Jill.
I remember them.
I'm in Phoenix right now, so I'm gonna be teaching. Well, I'm not teaching. I'm learning this stuff today. I gotta get to the lab, but after that, I'm hopping on a flight. My brother and his family are driving to Vegas. I'm meeting up with them in Vegas, and it's on tonight, baby.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so fun.
Backstreet
It's
Boys.
gonna be so fun.
And
Backstreet's back.
we're so excited.
It's gonna be so fun. I've seen them live
my God.
many
gosh.
times, but not at the Sphere. I feel like that's gonna be like particularly amazing.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. We've been to the Sphere before, but it was the stuff that they have on a regular, like it's postcard from Earth. And
Yeah, they have a Darren
cool,
Aronofsky film that I feel like regularly plays when they're not, they don't have like a show. But yeah, seeing a concert there will be really, really cool.
I know. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So
fun.
Gosh. So on that note, you guys, we're going to talk about before we had kids. I
already told you everything
are.
you need to know about me before I have kids. How about that?
Really? Last time Jill and I were in the first episode, part 1, we were like, we kind of need a part 2 because we heard Taisha's story, but we didn't really hear your story, Michelle. And then Jill has a bit of a story as well. And so do I. But I did concentrate mostly on Taisha because, of course, she has like such a just different story than all of us combined. And most of the world, I would say, because 13 is a really young age. But you are not uncommon, is what I said last time, because teenage motherhood is not uncommon. I just feel that 13 might be a little more uncommon as it's quite young. When I was 13, I had a really dark past before that. At 13, I discovered so many things. I was up there with Taisha getting pregnancy tests because around 13 is when I started to explore things and think I was a grown woman. I'm not saying that that's what happened with Taisha. I'm talking about myself. Taisha has her own story, and maybe you can buy her book at some point. In my case, I was experimenting, unfortunately, and not for the greatest reasons. I was in the wrong crowd. The crowd would tell me that it was time for me to start exploring. I was like, okay, sure, I want to be cool just like you. I'll never forget, I had a little friend named Veronica. Shout out to Veronica if she's listening. So 14 years of age. She was just 1 year older than me, but man, I thought she was 25. Right? Like at that age, I thought she was so grown. Veronica taught me how to do my makeup, my eyeliner, how to wear a bandana, how to put my boxers out of my pants. I was a chola, the whole 9, you guys. I was cool as AF, as the young kids say now, and I needed to prove to my friends that I was all of that in a bag of chips. So I did all the things that Veronica did, including the sexual activities. I remember I was so curious with Taisha, and I was just like, I need to know more. I had a girlfriend a little bit older than Veronica, about 15. I thought she was so grown. And I would just be like, hey, so I know you have a boyfriend. So what do you guys do? Are you guys having sex? And she's like, not really, but he does perform oral sex on me a lot. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was just like, that's crazy. And I'm 13, you guys, and I'm just asking all them questions. I'm like, that sounds a little bit weird. But yeah, it was.
Here's the thing.
That was it.
So we had like nothing on that. Like all I knew was kissing. And
Right,
all I
me
knew was
too.
kissing until I was pretty effing old. Because I was Mormon.
Not me, obviously.
Like my mom, anyway, this is a whole other episode that we will need to talk about. But yeah, I had no idea what all of that was when I was 13. But I knew that he was hot. And that, I was like, ooh.
So can I ask you, because I was 12 and 13 in Central America. So you're Brazilian. and I was in Guatemala. And what we would do to make out is go out, because obviously you can't do it in any like private place, not in my case at least. And I would have to go to the park and meet up with my girlfriends. We would see the guy from afar and kind of be like a little bit like going around the park several times, kind of like insinuating. It was just body language at this point. And then if it just so happened that people were not noticing too much, we would approach each other a little. If things happened, it was really quick, not a whole makeout session, just a little peck. Maybe we would meet up next week.
I have a great story. I don't know. I just thought of a story that I just have to tell you. As you were talking about that, okay, so first of all, I used to hang out with my sister is 9 years older than me. But like, I was always very mature for my age. My dad used to always just like, if she wanted to go out, she needed to take me. I know that she probably fucking hated that. But, you know, that's what I did. So that's how it all kind of started. But the story I need to tell you was like my very first boyfriend. I was probably like, he was my age too. Like, it was the cute boyfriend at school. We were flirting, and then it was Valentine's Day. I'm at school, and he's like, I wanted to make this special for me and you today because it's Valentine's Day. He really was like trying to date me, be my boyfriend.
Wait, how old were you at this time?
I was probably 14, like 13 or 14. So he comes that day, he's like, I got this for you. Open it by yourself. Get home, open it by yourself in your room. And I was like, okay. So I'm like all excited. You know, I get in the car. My dad picks me up from school. And I go home and I go in my room. And I share that room with my sister. And I open it up. Guess what I saw? It was
a vibrator?
No, it was a chocolate dick.
Oh my God.
I look at it and I'm like, well, first of all, I'm like trying to understand. So I open it up and I'm like, what is this? First of all, like, you know, this girl, like, I mean, okay. And then I'm kind of going,
was it
okay,
milk chocolate or was it like white chocolate?
How am I supposed to eat this? And
how am I supposed to, that was your question? How am I supposed to eat this?
Well, I
have so many questions, and that was not one that occurred to me.
So many questions. That's definitely not one.
I am not
How do
making
you
this
eat
shit
it?
up. So anyway, so I open it up. I'm looking at it, and I'm going, oh my gosh. Okay. So my sister comes into the room, and she's like, what is that? And I'm like, well, so I show her, and she's like, you need to take this back to him because you need to show him that you're not this kind of girl. And so
she older or younger?
Yeah, she's 9 years older than me. And so she's talking me through what I need to do. I was thinking in my head, how can I eat this chocolate without biting it? Turns out that his friend gave my other friend the same thing. I call her and she's like, the chocolate is so good. I'm melting it and eating it. It's so...
That's amazing.
Anyway,
she found a way.
She found a way, right? And so the
hilarious.
next day I walk into school, and I went to a private Baptist school my whole life. And so I wore like, you know.
Wait, time out. Y'all Baptist kids and he giving you chocolate penises? I'm confused, honey.
I know. I'm telling you, my life is, I really need to write a book about all these stories. And I just thought of this story, and I have not thought of this story in over 10 years.
That's the question. Who made that, right?
Where do you get it from? They sell them now. They sell them. But where?
So I don't know. This was in Brazil. Like, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, he's 13. Like, anyway. So the next day, I go to this Baptist school, and I grab it, and I look at him, and I'm like, who do you think I am? You take this back. I threw it at him and I made this drama scene at school. And my friends were like, what is going on? And
Good girl.
I killed the kid. He was like, I am so sorry. And he like,
Good. You showed him some manners at a very young age.
Anyway, so he was
I'm sure
my
he never
first
did it
boyfriend.
again, or maybe.
He became my very first boyfriend after that.
Later.
And
now we're married.
He was the very first one that I ever brought home to meet the parents. So anyway.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It worked. But it didn't work the chocolate. I mean, it worked being sweet and nice too in the end.
Yes.
Okay.
So
very sweet.
that was
How long
like-
were you guys together?
Oh, not long. Not long. I don't know why we broke up.
But, okay, so 13, I had a boyfriend too before I got pregnant, right? So, like, he was like the sweetest little kid. We broke up Christmas break. Christmas break is when I got pregnant. Okay. So, we get back together right before we go back to school. And, of course, I'm already pregnant. Don't know I'm pregnant, but I'm already pregnant. Maybe a month or two as time progressed, I tell one of my cousins, you know, what happened. And she was dating his friends. So it was like my friends and his friends, like for some reason, that's how the little dating circle went. She told, and I get a phone call. He was like, Taisha, I heard you pregnant. I said, what? Where you get that from? I said, I'm not pregnant. I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, all right, man, whatever. So, hangs up. He asked me again, and I was like, I don't know. We got to school. This little fella threw me to the locker. And he was so hurt. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, it was crazy, but.
It was dramatic.
Oh.
Yes. He threw me to the locker. And because he just wanted to know the truth, and I didn't have the truth because my mama didn't even know the truth. No, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. That was my little.
Boys get hurt. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I did numbers on the little fella, but he's married now with kids. He's doing well in life. I
saw a picture of you, Taisha, and you are now still gorgeous. And so were you at 13. Oh my gosh.
I look the same, right?
I think you're just a grown up now, but you're basically the same person. So cute with your long hair. Did you have glasses back then or no?
I did, but not on that picture. But I did wear with the little blue shirt. See, I even had maternity picture. My mom took me to have maternity photos done. That's the only one I had.
Taisha, seriously, your family, the support you had is so unheard of.
I would have got my butt beat.
I got whipped after the fact, but you know.
Oh, okay. Okay, just making sure.
Well, I want to hear about Jill's.
So bad.
Yeah.
I want to hear about Jill when she was 13.
At 13? What I find so interesting is I really felt like I was still a kid at 13, more than even in the ways you're talking about. I definitely was getting interested in boys, all that stuff, but I was very innocent and still had the braces. I feel like I was not mature in that way at all. I don't think I had my first kiss until after 13. It's just interesting because I feel like now especially I have nieces, and one of my nieces is almost 11, and like she and her friends feel so much older than my friends felt at 11. I don't know how much of that is social media and TV. It's very different. I feel like I was really still a kid for a while. I loved the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, but I feel like more the Backstreet Boys. I always did theater. Singing, dancing, acting was always like my outlet as a kid, and honestly well into adulthood. I worked professionally before I went into education and all the things I do now full time. So at 13, I always did shows. I was always outgoing and very confident, and I think theater helped with a lot of that. But it's definitely I feel like there was an innocence there that is a little different than like some of what you're describing. Yeah, and it was kind of like,
Well, I mean, a lot of
yeah,
girls, right?
yeah.
Like,
And I think it wasn't and then I guess I was 14 when I went to sleepaway camp. So I started a lot later than a lot of my friends that I grew up with. But I went to a performing arts sleepaway camp. And that was life-changing on so many levels because it was all these unbelievably talented kids from all over the country, all over the world. It was a very diverse group of people and kids that were very different from me, from very different places than where I grew up. I feel like there was a lot more learning about others and a lot more openness that came from that experience. We were all so different, but we shared this common love, whether you were there for theater, musical theater. They had a really great rock band department, circus. It was all different arts, but everybody had a common discipline and a common passion. So
that's kind of cute.
It was amazing. Some of the best summers.
High School Musical.
Exactly. That was that was
High School
nice.
Musical, right?
But then it also was depending what you did there, it could look really different. Like Adam Levine from Maroon 5 went to my camp, so he was not doing what I was doing. He had a different thing going on. Oh yeah, tons of celebrities went to because there was a performing arts camp, and there's not many of them.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So I feel like that
so
that was
hot.
when things so attractive. I find him so attractive.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think?
I wonder
No?
if he was hot back then.
Oh yeah,
no,
he is.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
now there's also, but now there's also other things about. I don't know. There's a lot of cheating accusations with him, so I don't know if he's might be kind of a dirtbag, but
So I have to say that musicians, not because I dated them, but because I befriended them, and I have a lot of friends that are musicians, which I love. So intelligent, so hot on so many levels, but they love people.
Yeah.
They love everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that.
I was
that
more into the
assessment.
jocks, into the the sports guys. My first real I don't know, real boyfriend was a football player in college. Did you know that I dated my husband back in 1995? We dated for a week.
know.
I told him he needed to go on a Mormon mission, and he said, well, don't let the door hit you on your way out. And he broke up with me. It's funny because we dated for a week. I was such a good Mormon girl back then. And I'm like, you need to go on a mission. You need to do these things. And he literally just so, but John is, and then we went our separate ways for many years and hooked back up until it was 2010. We got back together.
John was a hot boy.
Yeah.
John was a hot boy.
He was hot. He was so cute. He had reddish hair, greenish eyes, and freckles. I thought he was so hot, and he's tall, and his legs. I still look at his legs and I go, oh my gosh, I love his legs, and I love looking at him that way. So anyway, yeah. But he was the bad boy. He was at a Mormon school.
Cute.
That's what
smoking,
hot boy
drinking.
mean.
What did you say, Taisha?
That's what hot boy mean.
That is a
Him
hot
being
boy.
him
the
being
bad
bad.
boy. Yeah. Anyway.
For sure. I always used to date guys that I wasn't really that into. That was part of my problem. Yeah. Bad story. Bad.
So I didn't get married until I was 36. And so I dated a lot of guys. And
Same girl.
I dated the wrong
Kissed a lot of
men
frogs.
Same
all
girl,
the
same.
time. They were
Oh my.
it was so wrong.
A lot.
They were so wrong. Oh my gosh, I dated the wrong man in my life.
You know what, though? I feel and this is so annoying, and I hate that I'm saying it, because when people used to say it to me, I was like, shut up. But now, with perspective, I actually believe it's true. When I look back before I met Matt, I was not ready for Matt. Had I met him earlier, I would have been like, oh, no.
Right.
Too nice to me? No. But like truly, like it was like actually direct and communicates how you're feeling. We can't have that. No, no. It was just like, I wasn't like, I was acting like I wanted that, but I wasn't ready for that. I feel like by the time, because I think we were 30, 31 when we met. I dated a ton living in New York City. I had the best time, great stories, but I was not meeting the people that were going to be husband material. Yeah. And I got to a point that I was just kind of like, now I do feel ready. And I don't know how to date like that. It's hard. I turned 30 and had a moment of, I'm 30 years old. I thought my life was going to look a certain way at 30, and it doesn't. And like, I really want to prioritize like trying to really have a meaningful like connection with somebody and not just whatever I've been doing. That was fun. But I didn't know how. And I didn't know like where to meet them. I was acting and a teacher. So it wasn't like there was a pool of men I was really meeting through work. And like the people I was meeting out were not the people. And I just like wasn't sure how to go about it. I fought doing online dating for so long because it felt weird, and I'm like, I'm outgoing. I talk to people all the time. I meet people all the time. I don't need to do that. I had weird feelings about it. I don't know, like it wasn't like real, like it wasn't a real connection or something. I avoided it. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a few months and I'm just going to see. If I hate it, I don't have to do it anymore. And it maybe I will meet someone, and like I just am going to try. And that was the second date I went on, which I know is like not
on the dating app.
Yeah, I know that's like not normal, but that was
no, it is normal. That's how I met my husband.
Yeah, but I mean, like that it happened. Like most of my friends had like a whole bunch of and I just we just met quickly. It was like the weirdest thing because he lived 5 blocks from me. We knew people in common, actually. So his best friend from like growing up, like his best friend from when he was 2 years old, their families are friends, they close like brothers, went to the performing arts camp that I went to with all of his siblings. He was like a musical prodigy.
Oh, wow.
So I grew up with him, and we realized there were things over the years we had both been at, but we didn't know each other when we were teenagers. It was all these weird connections like that. One of my really good friends from college, they grew up together, and like she knew him really well, but we never would have met each other, you know? And like you just like don't, you know, you don't know. But then I felt like once we started dating, I was just kind of like, he's so nice. I've never dated someone this nice. Something is amiss, said suspiciously.
Something's
wrong. Like, truly, I was like, something's going to come out because like no one has ever been this nice or like direct, or like they just want to talk to me. They're not playing games. And I didn't really know how to respond to it. But all this to say, I feel like if you had asked me 4 years prior, I would have told you I was trying to meet the right person. But there's definitely a shift that happened. And I think had I met him before, I wasn't ready. I would have sabotaged it probably. You know, I feel like like it happened when it was supposed to, even though it was later than I imagined, if that makes sense.
What can you name a couple things? Join us next week for the third and final part of Before We Had Kids. Until then.